In chapter 15 of A People's History, we see the Great Depression and some of the events preceding the Great Depression. So some of these events were, of course, more strikes. The strike in Seattle, where 100,000 working men went on strike, and they had meals prepared for them. And the strike in the U.S. Steel in September of 1919, where 250,000 people went on strike. And then some other events that preceded the Great Depression in the 1920s were laws passed to prevent the flood of immigrants. There was a large amount of immigrants coming in about this time. The Ku Klux Klan revived and grew to 4.5 million members. So they began kind of making a comeback and causing more panic and wreaking more havoc. It was the Jazz Age. Unemployment was down, so people had jobs, which was good. And the level of wages rose, so people began having more jobs, getting more money. Women could vote. There was still a lot of poverty, though, so the people in jobs were lucky to have them. They're lucky being paid, because there was still a lot of people in poverty, and people commented on that and saw that. And then in the spring of 1929, there was the Great Textile Strike led by communists in the National Textile Workers Union. So that all led up to the Great Depression. And then the Great Depression was the economy it was shocked. Like, it did not see this big depression coming. And 5,000 banks closed, and huge numbers of businesses all had to close because of the Great Depression. It meant thousands of people were laid off, and that meant poverty, just people in poverty, it just skyrocketed. People were starving, people were poor. Roosevelt came up with a New Deal to stabilize the economy and give help to the lower classes because they were in such bad conditions. And there were the more strikes. The sit-down strike became a new thing, and the longest ever was at the Fisher Body Plant number 1 in 1936. So strikes were still really popular. The sit-down strike became a thing, and the Great Depression really affected the people.